Good night, fellow punters. The clock on the wall says 13 minutes past 8 on Tuesday night. Back with a few for tomorrow after another meatloaf day. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. I prefer not to be singing that, although as I told the passengers before, it's one of my top 3 or 4 favourite songs. Probably top 4. Should be in 4th. Ottoman Fleet got us off to a good start. That opened up 7-2 yesterday evening. I think it was 9-4, 5-2 when I was doing the video last night. Everything was in place, like the track before, like the ground, fit. The rest were sort of 2 good runs by the second and third. They'll win a race. We'll watch them. But really they were outclassed. And Solna's done the business. Even by taking 2-1 last night, even with the Rule 4, it was just over 5-4, and it was returned, I think it was 4-7, was it? But at one bit of time, I got slightly worried. I thought the saddle had pulled a bit, or pushed forward on him, and I said, oh Jesus. But it wasn't, but he's a good little jumper. I said the last time he could take the place of Fakir Duderis, or Duderis, however you want to pronounce it, whatever you're having yourself. And he could. He relished the step up and trip there today to 2.5. He was pulling away at the end. And then we were waiting for 1. But I knew after 5 strides, if you want to get in position in a 5 furlong or a 5 furlong sprint and you're a front runner, there should be forward motion with the hands, not back pedaling. So I knew we were goosed. And then he did try a little, to be fair, in the middle of the race, and the door closed twice for him. But if he had got position earlier on, I'd love to have known what he'd have done. There'd be races to be won with him, but we needed to win today, I thought normally I don't touch those unless I have an angle on them, and I thought front runner, if that was over 6 today, I wouldn't have him touched. I thought 5 furlongs, let him out and let him hang on if he can, but not to be. Anyway, so we made a few pounds anyway, that's the main thing. We'll have to plough on. Now, tomorrow, there's 2 win bets. I forgot to do that last night as well, and I looked at it and I thought everything was correct. I don't know, is it the EMS that I'm suffering from that does that to me mind at times, but I was looking at that last night and I couldn't see anything wrong with it. And it was this morning when I seen Daz Mimna saying any 2-pointers, and I just replied to him, the first 2 probably would have been 2-pointers. I don't know if anyone spot that, but I didn't want to change at that point, because when it wasn't up earlier, people could be saying, well, what time did he put that up at? Or anyway, but if I'd hit the treble, it wouldn't have mattered. Anyway, on to tomorrow. We'll look at this race first. It's the Fillies Handicap. American Sonja for Joseph O'Brien. It's a 3-year-old only, the one in the race, so it's getting £13. It opened up 3-1 there. It's still entered in the 1,000 guineas, and it's entered in the Asahi Stakes, I see, on the 1st of May, or is it towards the end of April. But it won last year. It's to the left of there's 4 horses to the left there, and it's on the right of those 4. It's in green.
Over on the far side, it's Star Spangled Waves, dueling away with Hat Toss, Net-a-Port to Queen American. Sonia's getting into overdrive. Then Clownbacken, who's being followed by Elmo Lincoln. After them is Angel Above, Sneddy Eddie and Treviso. Wide across the track inside the final furlong. And it is American Sonia putting her best foot forward on the far side. On the stand side, Macaulay's Tavern. They're on opposite sides of the track, but it's American Sonia winning on her 4th start. It's going to be close for the second between Alexander John.
Shown that pretty convincingly, and she's up against older fillies tomorrow. She's the only 3-year-old, but O'Brien has started off pretty decent. But the fact that I didn't pick this, or this girl being picked out here. Yes, she opened up 3-1. She's into 9-4, I think now. So hopefully that All Lies Ahead won recently. It's a 5-year-old. So I think there should be more progression in American Sonia, and the fact that it's entered in higher class races, race only 87, should take a lot of beating, I would imagine. The other a win bet is our buddy By Your Side, going over to Cheltenham. This done the business for us the last day. I'd mentioned it in its previous run when it was finished behind Carbon King. But going back to its other couple of runs in January and February, could have won a couple, but bad jumping at the last in 2 of them. So they're giving us sort of an educational ride in Navan in March. And the last day then, it done the trick. And it jumped better. But that's the thing about tomorrow in Cheltenham. How will it jump at a track like that? But it should have got a bit of confidence from this win the last day.
His arc guys, they've 2 to jump. Colours and canvas, the white cap with the noseband Night Sparkle. In behind them By Your Side, and then the lovely man Red Trail and Zagraf as these go clear of the remainder on the run of the final flight. And it's Night Sparkle who strikes the front from By Your Side, slipstreaming on the outside of the lovely man Colours and Canvas. And Colours and Canvas made a mistake, and By Your Side is quickening up on the outside of the lovely man. In between them is Night Sparkle, and then Colours and Canvas inside the final 100 yards. The lovely man and By Your Side, the near side. It's By Your Side inching up as they go towards the line. By Your Side on the stand side, and a photograph.
She has something similar as well tomorrow, being only a 4-year-old. I should have said he. 4-year-old, so it's getting a few pound. What is it getting? 5 and 2 £7. £8. So hopefully that'll be able to run. I won't go mental on this, but the fact that it's a bus horse, we got to keep loyal to it, and we will have a win bet on that. Now, where do we go? We go to Cheltenham as well. There's a couple of horses here. 205. There's 13 in this, and it's the horse we backed the last time. We backed it a couple of times later. It won for us. It's Boombawn. First time at the trip. It's 2.5 mile. Normally it's a front runner, and if you look at when it won in Southern last year, made all easily, and it was something similar when it won in. I have to go second time with this because where the recording button and the stop button is right up in the corner where the back signal is. So I can't take a chance. I've done it once before. In Fast Glass when it won. Made all. And then this is it here at the start of the race the last time. It's on the very right. I don't think it wanted to make all.
Class 2 Weatherby's Cheltenham Festival Betting Guide Handicap Hurdle. Silent Revolution. Setting off with some purpose here for Harry Cobden, the favourite, as they make their way down the back straight. Finest view in the pale green colours between horses Colonial Empire. Wider then we've got the blue and yellow colours of Amelia's Dance, the course specialist, in the hood. Poseidon, the black jacket.
So as you can see,
under the last flight on
it's
the
way off the
here.
pace.
And they all jumped it safe. And the lead is only 3/4 of a length then. And
still way off the pace.
Proximity, finest view behind there. The revs up
Comes
here
into it then.
on board Silent Revolution. Amelia's dance now seems to be in a spot of bother because here comes Finest View and the Colonial Empire and Alan Johns full of running alongside now, and Boombawn is right there with every chance on the near side. Here they come towards the second last, and Colonial Empire has swiftly taken over from the weakening Silent Revolution. Can he rally on the near side? Boombawn, and then Finest View, the final flight, and a great leap there by Colonial Empire, albeit slightly out to his right, but he's full of running as they race inside the final half furlong. And Colonial Empire is going to be back in the winners' enclosure with aplomb this afternoon. Goes on to win really well for Alan Johns.
Oh, it hadn't run for a while. It's by Dylan Thomas, so the step up and trip won't be a problem. But it hadn't run from November, and it had a busy sort of autumn campaign. It had 3 runs in the space of just over a month there. So they gave it a break, brought it back there the last week. Change of tactics. So it's an 8-1 shot. Skelton is going all right. They're paying 4 places on that race. It's an 8-1 shot. Small each way on that. And then we have the 350. Similar sort of thing. It's an open affair as well. There's a horse there. It won twice for us this time last year. Java Point. It's still only an 8-year-old. But it runs fairly well at Cheltenham, and it's a fairly reliable old jumper. He won the 3rd of March and the 1st of April last year. I mentioned that before because we backed him. Do we back him the last time or the time before? But there's at 3 miles 2 in Cheltenham, it was second to Rapper before, and it was third to Imperial Alcazar as well in Cheltenham. The last time in Ludlow, it was 3 miles. Jumped fairly well. This is it here. It's in the pink with the black.
Last, Java Point, second from the right. Quite enough in the noseband on the left. Right in behind, extreme right. Fuji Flight keeping on under pressure. Here's the open ditch. 3 out. Look Emilian. Quad and Earth switch to challenge. Java Point still bang there. Fuji Flight. 4 of them with a chance heading towards the second last in the Forbra. Quad and Earth puts his nose banded head alongside Look Emilian on landing. Java Point sticking to the task willingly. Fuji Flight a few lengths to make up. Quad and Earth and Look Emilian. Aswan landing over the last ahead of Java Point and Fuji Flight. Quad and Earth. Look Emilian digging in bravely for pressure, 100 yards to cover. Quad and Earth, Look Emilian back for more. Inching on, Look Emilian.
The 2 extra furlongs tomorrow won't be a problem. And one thing I like as well, Nico de Bonville is taking the ride. And I think that's the first ride ever for Tom George. It's only an 8-year-old. There's one interesting horse in Newmarket tomorrow, if it runs, is Spirit of Light. It ran today, but Ian Williams, if he pulls them out fairly fast again, it's sort of a tip in itself. Well, particularly and he runs them fairly often at mile 6 and 2 miles. This has never ran at 6 furlongs before. It's his first run tomorrow. Oh no, sorry, he's running Medan at 6 there, but that was in a Group 3. A nice sprint that was, and Al Dassam, and that was went off favourite for the sprint on World Cup Day. But when it ran there in Musselburgh on the 7th of or the 8th of April, they weren't going fast enough, and he didn't settle. He had his head up in there. And again today, he's the grey horse there. This was today's race. The grey horse there in third.
Accelerate inside the final two, down into the dip they come. New Kingdom's just been a little bit outpaced here. Rebel Territory and Vaffortino are the two who now just go on. They're down the middle of the track, followed by Spirit of Light, the grey. After these is Final Watch in Wanley Pan up front. Tight finish here. Rebel Territory just nosing on with Vaffortino. Rebel Territory from Vaffortino. Rebel Territory home by a neck or so from Vaffortino.
I don't think he was that busy on him, to be honest, today. If they pull him out tomorrow, the horse to beat probably is that Allays Dancer. That beat Blind Beggar the last time, and that form got franked today when the winner of the last race, actually that we were in, what was it? He was in that race, wasn't he? Dream Composer. So he was behind that today, and back at 5 it done the business today. So that's a solid chance tomorrow. It was up £7. But that Spirit of Light paying 4 places. He's 12 to 1, 11 to 1, 10 to 1. If that runs again tomorrow, and they're paying 4 places, it might be worth a bet. If it can run to the form that it ran in Maidan over 6 furlongs, and I think a fast 6 will suit. Right, anyway, there was someone else sent a message about Beverly. There's a sprint at Beverly. This is the 250. There's a horse there, Sound Reason. First run this year, but Kevin Ryan has done all right, including with that Allays Dancer, and he had won second yesterday. This hasn't ran since October, behind our buddy Fast Response. But it has run, I think it's twice in Beverly. It won 5 furlongs and it was drawn 13 that day. Normally, if you're drawn high, it's a bit of a problem. And then it was second in Beverly and it was drawn 9. The first run of the year it won before, in 2021. But after a bit of a break. So it goes fairly well fresh. That was the only one I could see, small stakes at Beverly tomorrow. There's an awful lot of horses there that we'd all have backed down through the years. That being a 5-year-old has had wind surgery as well. So that's about it. Did I forget? No. Old Copperhead is out tomorrow. He's only rated 122 in his peak. He's not old, he's only 9. But if he's a big price, if they're paying 5 places, I forget, he might be worth £1 each way for someone that likes a good all outsider. You'll be familiar with the horse. Anyway, bash the bookies, over and out.